Honestly, those were the two that caught my attention, and I wanted to share those with you. As always, if you're not on TeachersConnect, it is totally free, so sign up. If you are an international teacher, all you have to do, my understanding, is to email them and let them know you really want to join, and they can kind of work around the issue of your school not being present because the schools listed are just American schools, because we definitely would benefit from an international perspective for sure. Good afternoon, guys. I'm sitting in my dining room because I just finished clearing some things off of my dining room table that I need to take to my classroom. I have put them in this bag, which is, I'll turn it this way so you can see the front. This is the teacher bag that I've used the past couple years. I did get a new one that I showed you guys in, I think, the first haul, and I will be showing you what I've packed in my teacher bag to start the school year when that time comes. It is about noon, and I woke up at about 10 o'clock. I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning last night because I've been in this very big organization kick. Not that things have been super disorganized, but there's just been little pockets of my life that I wanted to be more organized. So I was putting laundry away, and I was organizing or rearranging how I organize my jewelry, and I will be showing you guys that. I just haven't decided if I'm going to show it to you in this vlog or show it to you when I talk about how I organize my closet, and I'm holding off on that because I'm trying to have that coincide with this magazine article that should be coming out with CTA magazine that featured Megan from Too Cool for Middle School and I. So I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning doing that and going through my teacher bag because there was just a lot of random stuff in there. So I went to bed at 3, woke up at 10, and then I had to respond to some emails and make a phone call regarding my collaboration with Storybird. I'm happy to say that we are coming up on the tail end of that, and soon enough I'll be able to tell you what exactly I was doing for them and give you some resources that you might find helpful. As far as this weekend today, I don't know why my lighting is so terrible, but it is. As far as this weekend today, is it because I don't have natural light? Let me turn myself this way. That's a little bit better. As far as this weekend today, I have today and tomorrow, and those are my last days of summer break. I have my first contract day back on Wednesday. The kids don't come back until next Monday. So this week, my focus really is on getting myself together, getting myself prepped and set up to be back on a schedule. And that includes trying some meal prepping. You guys should be proud. I went to the grocery store yesterday because I really had no choice, and I bought food for these breakfast egg cups that I want to make, and for a crock pot, crock pot fajitas that I'm going to be making. So I will show you guys that, I think, because my intention is to do that today. And on top of that, I have a long list of errands to run that is on my phone somewhere, and I'm getting ready to start taking care of those errands. It is just the lighting. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting ready to start taking care of those errands. So today, let's see. I need to update the calendar on my classroom website, like the district calendar. I have these watches that I have that I'm not sure if I want to keep them. I have to put some shoes in shoe boxes. I need to meal prep, go to the credit union. I was going to get a car wash today, but I'm going to do that tomorrow. I need to drop this stuff off at my classroom. I need to do some editing. I need to work on chapter 8 of math for intentional math planning. And I need to send an email to TeachersConnect. So that's what I have to do. I'm getting ready to leave right now and get on that stuff. I might send my email first just to get that out of the way. But yeah, so that'll be probably the focus of this week, is just kind of making sure I get things together, make sure I have myself ready so that next weekend, so that this weekend I go to bed on Sunday feeling ready for the start of a new school year. So there's that. So I'm gonna check in with you guys later, and yeah, I'll talk to you later. Hello everyone, let me turn on my kitchen light because it's dark. I'm home from my errands and from school and from getting my iced coffee. My hair's in a ponytail. I hope that you guys don't mind, but I just wanted it pulled away from my face. That's a little bit better. So I'm in the kitchen right now, meal prepping. That's what I'm gonna try and do with my life today. So I'm meal prepping egg bites. Way back when I did South Beach Diet years ago, probably 5-6 years ago, they have a recipe for egg bites, and I would make those, and I would take a couple every morning and I would eat those, and they weren't bad. But I wanted something a little bit different because those are just spinach based, and I think they were egg beaters that you used. So I went on Pinterest to see if there were any recipes, and of course there were. So I'm making one variation, and I will be sure to link this recipe in the description box, or the link to my Pinterest, or the link from my Pinterest page in the description box, because they give you a lot of different options. So last year I ate Jimmy Dean breakfast bowls for breakfast, and they were protein based, like they would have 24 grams of protein, but at the same time they were processed, and you know, processed foods aren't really good for us. So I'm trying to avoid that this year. I feel like I really fell off the wagon with avoiding that last year, and I just want to get back on track with that. So here's what they look like. I'm just in my kitchen watching a YouTube video that's not teacher related at all. Just finished cutting up. So I am putting in these egg bites, arugula, goat cheese, and tomato. And then what you're supposed to do is spray the muffin pan with cooking spray. You're only supposed to make 6, but I about doubled the recipe because, let's be real, let me flip the camera around. I'm eating one of those is not going to suffice as breakfast for me, so I'm gonna eat 2 of these every morning and probably have some fruit to go with it to get me through till recess. So you put these ingredients down at the bottom, and they give you different options for ingredients. Sorry, I'm choosing these 3, and then you pour the egg on top of that, and then you bake it in the oven for 20 minutes, I believe it is, at 350 degrees. So I'm getting ready to put the egg on top, put that in the oven, and then I'm gonna put the stuff for the fajitas in the crock pot, and I'll show you that as well, and hopefully I remember to add the recipe link for that as well. So that is my goal this school year. Less processed foods, if any. I don't want to eat a salad every day. I want to have like an actual lunch where I feel like it's warm and filling and not just food I'm eating to survive. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I will show you the finished product of that when it's done, and I'll be sure to show you the beginning stages of the fajitas when I get them in the crock pot. So I'll talk to you in a few minutes. All right, my egg and cups just finished cooking. I'm gonna turn down the TV right now. It's the news. There apparently is another fire in Santa Clarita. I don't live in Santa Clarita. I live pretty far away. I know a lot of you, when you find out something like that's happening in California, express concern, which I appreciate, but I don't live near Santa Clarita, but there is another fire in California. So the egg cups are done. Here is what they look like. As you can see, I got a little overzealous with pouring in these here, so they're a lot bigger than the ones in the back, which is fine. So they look good. Now I just need to let them cool and then pop them out of those little tins and package them up for the week. I will probably put those in sandwich bags, but I kind of wish I had like a little container, like a reusable container that I can put them in. I might put them in something like this. Now this is ghetto status right here, but this was a leftover container that I got from a restaurant called Wood Ranch, but I kept it because I'm like, this is a perfectly usable piece of plastic and it may be holding my egg cups. So those are cooling. I prepared everything for the fajitas while that was happening. So here's what I have so far. The recipe calls for a fajita seasoning mix. I didn't find one, so I just got the taco one because I figured it can't be that much different. 2 bell peppers, 1 red onion. I was supposed to get 2 pounds of meat, but I forgot my list when I went to the grocery store last night, and I only got 1.5 pounds. So I'm actually getting ready to go back to the grocery store to get another 1/2 pound of this fajita meat that I bought from Stater Brothers, and then 20 ounces of salsa. So you're supposed to take all of this, put the salsa at the bottom of the crock pot, and then put the other stuff in, mix it, and cook on low for 6 to 8 hours or high 3 to 4 hours. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna go to the grocery store right now, get another half a pound of that meat. I need to return this muffin tin because I thought I needed 6 holes, and I thought they were like bigger muffin sizes than what they were. So I already have a muffin pan and that is working just fine. So I'm gonna take that back while I'm at it and come back, put all that in the crock pot, and then I'm just gonna be, I was gonna say tootling around the house at this point. The time for tootling is over. Like, I'm gonna be actually doing some legitimate work. I'm not sure when I'll check in or if I'll check in because I kind of need to focus, but that is what I'm about to do. So I've meal prepped. You guys should be proud. There's food. I don't have dinner for tonight. I'm gonna probably pick something up. My Blue Apron shipment comes tomorrow, so I'll be back on track with that. So I'll check in with you guys a little bit later. So I'll see you then. Good morning. It is about 10 minutes to 11. I'm just doing a quick check-in to start the day. Last night, did not make my goal. I ended up going to bed at about 2:30 in the morning. So of course I didn't go to Orange Theory at 8:45. I rescheduled that. I will be going this evening at about, I think I signed up for 4:15, I think it is, which is interesting because I've never gone to Orange Theory in the evening, or not in the morning. Plus I don't like going to work out at that time of day because I do not like exercising with makeup on my face, but I will deal with it today. So I believe, as far as I know, I finished everything I needed to finish for Storybird. I sent everything over and I'm just waiting to get confirmation that there's nothing else that they need from me at this time. I had a good time working with them. It was a good working relationship, so that went well, and I'm very thankful for that opportunity. And I got it done just in time because contract days start tomorrow. So what I'm getting ready to do right now is I'm getting ready to go to a meeting at a nice restaurant at our local mall, and I'm meeting with the Parent Engagement Committee for the African American Parent Educator Committee, or APEC. And we're just meeting before the school year starts to kind of get some ideas as to what we would like to do as a committee. So that is where I'm headed. After that, I need to go to my classroom and just put my desk where they need to be, put chairs where they need to be, because the one more thing that I do need to do for Storybird is I need to send like a shot of my classroom put together, like a pan around shot. And right now I have chairs like stacked everywhere and all of that. So that's what I'm gonna do after the meeting. So I need to go because I'll probably be a few minutes late as it is. So I will check in with you guys later on. All right, it's about 1:45. I am in my classroom right now. I actually came here earlier. Then I had to go home and come back because I forgot this camera that I need to take some shots of the classroom for Storybird. But my agenda for being in here right now is I need to put all the chairs back where they belong. Because as you can see, the desks are set up, but the chairs are stacked there. And put some stuff away because I have to take some classroom shots. And then I am going to show you the picture books that I have for the month of August. So I think that's what I'm gonna do is, as each month approaches, or even a month in advance if I really have it together, I will show you the books that I put out in my classroom for that month. I did find this. Let's hope that I still know where it is. I did find this. It's not in here, but I'm pretty sure it's at home. I found yet another flash drive over the summer. That might be the flash drive that has the list on it. If that is not the flash drive that has the list on it, and by list I'm talking about the monthly list that I use to choose what book I'm gonna read. If that does not have the list on it, then I'm just gonna like list these dates in the description box when I share the books with you. So I'm gonna put you down. I am going to be working on putting the chairs back, and then I'll show you those books, and then I'm getting out of here. So, gotta get to work. right, it is now 10 minutes to 3. I have put all the chairs back. I have put things away for the most part. There's some things that I need to put away more meticulously tomorrow, but I don't really have time today. My main objective was just to clean the room up, put things away so that I can take video shots. So here's my room now. It's starting, well, it looks like my classroom again. Things are put back in its place. I put the TP back up. I don't know if you guys noticed last year, but there came a point where I actually took that TP out, because it took up some valuable carpet space because I had a larger class size. Last year I had 29 students. This year I'm only supposed to have 22. And, you know, kids, the TP was causing some problems. They couldn't quite manage whose turn it was to go in there and couldn't get in it without playing around. So I just took it away because, as I said to them, we were not able to handle that any longer. So it's back. Oh, and I don't think I showed this to you because this happened over the weekend. I came in on Sunday with my family. My dad hung up my picture for me. And in the process of hanging this picture up, I really realized where I get some of my pickiness from, because you'd be surprised what an in-depth conversation me, my dad, my brother, and my mom had about the placement of this picture, the things that should be around it, whether it was center, off center, whether it was in the right spot or not. But we ended up putting it here, right up there. So that ended up being the best spot. I did want it to be a little bit more lower down, but there really wasn't anywhere to put it. That would have been too low. So the issue was, then there was this odd spot that was empty there. So for right now, I've put that there. That used to be right there. So we've moved it. So that's hanging, and I'm happy about it because that was a highlight of my school year last year and my profession altogether. So now what I'm going to do to close this little segment out and wrap up my time now is I'm going to get the books out for you guys that I use for the month of August, which is our first month of school. So I'm gonna go pick those up. I'm gonna show you each book that I have in the basket. I don't really know how this is gonna work in terms of the book. I will try my best to link them in the description box. That sounds easy enough, but you know, you start to get busy and that would take a little bit of time for me to go in Amazon and search and get all those links for you guys. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. At the very least, you'll see the book, you'll know the title of the book, and that is at least somewhat helpful. So let me get the books. So I keep all my books in these bins here that I got from Walmart last year. This label is from Schoolgirl Style. It's actually a calendar label, but I use them for my book baskets. And each basket has one of these in it. I hang this on the wall. This is a job in the morning. A student reads the fun fact if there is one. If there is not one, they will say there is no fun fact for the day. So for the month of August, I think there's only 2 actual days that I have a particular book that I read because of it. So I'll just go down the list of the days in August, and then I'll show you the books that I have in total, and then I'll show you the books that I use for the 2 particular days of the month that I have a book. So August the 10th is Missouri Admissions Day. So you'll hear a lot of those because this was a list I created in 5th grade, and we study states and capitals in 5th grade. So I included statehood anniversaries for states. On August 17th was the Klondike Gold Rush began. August 19th is Benjamin Harris's birthday. That's president, obviously. In 5th grade, I would read a little bit about each of those presidents. I didn't do it in 3rd for some reason, but I think I'm gonna try and be better about that this year, because a lot of kids found that interesting, because I have quite a few kids that are just into history. They find it fascinating. So April the 22nd is National Tooth Fairy Day, and that's a book that I do have. Not April, sorry, August the 22nd. August the 27th is Lyndon B. Johnson's birthday, and August the 28th was the anniversary of the I Have a Dream speech, and it's also the day that Barack Obama became the first African-American presidential nominee. So these are the books that I have for August. A lot of them are focused on getting kids excited about reading, or reading instruction, or character development. So the first one is called I Am the Book, and this is a book of poems. I don't really read this one often, so I don't have a whole lot to say. Library Mouse, because we take our first trip to the library in the month of August. Library Lion, I usually read this book on our first visit to the library as a class. And my apologies for the lighting. I don't know why it's so dark. I don't know. I put this one here, We Are All Wonders, just because it's a good book to kick off the school year with in terms of conversation. I Am Special Because I Am Me. And you know what, guys? I will try to just link these books because that would be the right thing to do. March On. This is about Martin Luther King, you know, because of the I Have a Dream speech anniversary. I also have this one that's informational text. It is I Have a Dream speech in translation, what it really means. So it's in like kid talk. The kids rarely pick this one up. Every now and then each year I'll read little snippets from it, but it's just there for kids if they'd like to look at it. How I Spent My Summer Vacation by Mark Teague. Mrs. McBloom, Clean Up Your Classroom. I like to use this one to talk about the fact that I like to keep a nice and tidy classroom. First Dog. This kind of relates to Barack Obama because I believe that this is the type of dog that the Obamas had. I think that's why it's in there. The Energy Bus for Kids. This is the one that I use for the Tooth Fairy. You Think It's Easy Being the Tooth Fairy. Of course, everybody has this one. First Day Jitters. I think this one's just in here, well, maybe just for fun, but you could also use this to talk about manners. Are pirates polite? This one could also go with the Tooth Fairy. Mrs. Watson Wants Your Teeth. This one's just a random one. How Smudge Came Home. And I actually think that's in the wrong place now that I think about it. Beckle. This is another random one just for fun. The Best Part of Me. I do like to try and do this project at the beginning of the school year. I didn't do this project last year though. Snatch a Book for the library and getting kids excited about reading. And How Full Is Your Bucket? So those are my August books. I display these on the board. I will probably put them up now since I have them out. And the kids know that they cannot just take those books and read them. They can look at them once I've read them to the class because I'm selfish and I want to be the one to read it to them for the first time. But after I've read it, they're more than welcome to go look at it, read it again. Those are books that they are not allowed to take home because they are more expensive. They are picture books. So those are the books that I have. I'm going to try really hard to link all those books for you guys in the description box. So I'm gonna put these books up there, then I'm gonna leave. I have to be at Orange Theory in about an hour, so I gotta get going. So I'll talk to you guys later. Good morning. It is about 7:15. I just finished getting dressed. I'm getting ready to head to work. Woke up at 4:20 this morning, went to Orange Theory with Liza, came home, got dressed, and here I am. So here's my first outfit of the day of the school year. So I'm gonna turn this around. I am wearing this shirt from Target. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw it. It says Wake Up, Hug Dog, and Hustle. And as a little touch, let me see if I can turn the camera around so you can see it better. I am wearing this necklace here that was given to me by a student last year. It's like a little wiener dog, but it's as close as she could get to Genesis, and I thought that was cute. And it went well with this outfit. And then I'm wearing these jeans from Nordstrom Rack. They're Hudson brand. And then this is how I'm styling my Birkenstocks for the first time. Again, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I was unsure if I could pull off the Birkenstocks. So I think I like it. I think I'm gonna keep them. So I'm getting ready to head to Starbucks right now to get a nice coffee. I don't have to be at work until, oh, the lighting's bad. I don't have to be there until 8 because that's when the meeting technically starts, but breakfast is served from 7:30 to 8, so I'm gonna get there a little bit earlier. But yeah, here we go. First contract day of the school year, so I will check in with you guys as soon as I can. All right, good evening. It's not afternoon. I'm home now. It is 6 o'clock. And this really is the first time that I had to check in. I went to school and we had our meeting from about 8 to noon. So obviously I wasn't gonna vlog during that time. Then we went to lunch, and then after lunch I came back and just had a lot going on and things I needed to do. And some of that was meeting with my team and just right now, it wasn't the time to be vlogging because it's the beginning of the year. We're all kind of like at a point of just being very focused. So we talked about the first day primarily, met with our special ed teacher because we do have a mild to, is it mild to moderate? It might even be, I think it's a moderate to severe SDC classes at our school. And we do work on inclusion, meaning that the kids and the mod severe classes and the kids in the general ed classes, we try and create opportunities for them to interact as much as possible. So she was a member or a part of our team, and we were just kind of talking about ways to create inclusion activities throughout the year. So that was that. And then I just was twiddling around my room doing random things. So I'm home now. I'm home a little bit later than what I intended. I've probably been home for about 20 to 30 minutes. I was just talking to my mom on the phone. My intention for this evening is I am first gonna go upstairs and change. Oh, update on the Birkenstocks. There they are. I'm keeping them, guys. They were very comfortable. I liked them. I'm happy with them. They're still white. All was good. The only thing is the bottom of my foot is really ashy right now. Ashy means dry. I assume that everybody knows what that word means, but I learned not too long ago that not everybody uses the word ashy. So note to self, I need to moisturize my foot more when I'm wearing my Birkenstocks. But yeah, so I'm gonna go upstairs, change clothes. I'm gonna come back downstairs, cook my Blue Apron meal and work. I used my Happy Planner today. There's not much to show you, but I did use a little checklist because I need to just get myself in the habit of that. There's a few things I want to accomplish tonight while I'm home. So I said, let me pull out my Happy Planner with my little checklist that I so diligently bought. I bought 2 sets. I think I showed you guys the first set where one side had like a to-do list and then the other side had like times of the day and appointments. And then I saw these and I just bought them because it was cute. It was purple and it said all the things, which I like, but the only thing I don't like is it really is just a list. There is no side that has time of day where you can put appointments and then the other side having the list that you could use. So for tonight, I need to adjust plan book. I don't know if you guys can see that. Some times and schedule changes need to be put in there. I need to make sure I know exactly what I'm doing on the first day and then put all the calendar items that I learned about at our staff meeting inside my plan book and inside my phone. So those are my priorities. And then I'm also going to be working on cutting the first round of these math games that I bought because I am going to try and do more small group stuff. So this is one of the activities. It would be math games that the students play. This is from, I think her name is Laura or Lauren Santos, and her shop name is Core Inspiration. It is currently on sale right now in Teachers Pay Teachers. I think it's the back to school sale. I don't know how long that lasts, but it's 20% off if you're interested. So this is short and sweet. I love you guys, but I need to be focused. So I'm going to say goodbye for the day here. I will be up early tomorrow because we have our district breakfast. So I will not be going to Orange Theory, but yeah. Busy first day. I'm excited to be back just to kind of meet some new kids and work with my team. But you know, I'm not gonna lie. It was rough waking up early this morning, and it's rough to tell myself you are now on a schedule and you do now have things that you need to do in a timely fashion. So I don't know. That's it. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Good afternoon. It is Thursday at 12:21. I checked in with you guys earlier, but I don't know if I'll use that footage because it was kind of a mess. And I need to close my door because somebody might walk in. Hold on a second. Okay, so this morning we had to be here at 7:15. I got here at about 7 because we had our district breakfast, and it's just this continental breakfast that we have at the beginning of the school year to kind of welcome everybody back. All the school sites are there, and we take a bus there so that we don't have to deal with the parking. So I had to be here at 7:15. I got here at around 7, and then we came back to school, and we've been working since then. So I had to buckle down and get some things done. I needed to readjust planbook.com because our schedule changed a little bit, so I had to adjust the times. And then I absolutely positively had to figure out exactly what I wanted to do on the first day, and I just finished doing that. So I typically, when I'm prepping over the summer, those last few days before the school year starts, I typically just concern myself with making sure I'm ready for the first day, because our very first day of school is a minimum day, so they will be dismissed at 1:15. So we have like a chunk of time after school to get like the nitty-gritty of lesson planning for the first week done. So that's my strategy. So I feel pretty good about the first day. So I'm gonna tell you what I'm planning for that very first day. So I like to try and mix like procedure teaching with actual stuff, but the first day is pretty light because it is the first day and everybody's anxious. So the first thing that they're gonna do is they're gonna walk in. I obviously need to take attendance and get acquainted with everybody, and while I'm doing that, I just have a very fun word search that my teammate Peggy just gave to me, and I need to find it. Here it is. So just a word search. There's nothing really academic about it. It is strictly just for fun, strictly something to keep them busy that is not threatening to anyone for the most part. And then after that, we're going to do a little activity where they're gonna see how well they know me as a teacher. So I have a paper with some questions on it. You could run this off for everybody, but anytime I can find a way to not use a bunch of paper, I will. And anytime I can convert a worksheet into like a more conversational piece, I will do that. So this paper has questions about me that they don't know the answer to, so they're gonna just have to make some guesses. And of course, I'll give them the right answer along the way. So the first question is, how many years has your teacher taught? The second question is, what college did your teacher attend? The third question is, what is your teacher's favorite color? Fourth question is, what is your teacher's favorite subject to teach? Fifth question is, if your teacher was not a teacher, what other job would he or she have? And the last question is, what does your teacher like to do for fun when he or she is not at school? So we're gonna use a Kagan structure called numbered heads together. And anytime I refer to a Kagan structure, it is a training that my district had us all go through. We went through 5 days of this, and it's just different types of cooperative learning structures that you could use to get kids talking, interacting, and making all kids accountable for listening, participating, and learning. So in numbered heads together, I made a slide for them with the directions that I'll project, and this slide I bought on Teachers Pay Teachers. And I'm gonna show you this about planbook.com in case some of you don't use it. One of the nice things about planbook.com is you can put links directly in there. So I've put that on my first day so I can just click it. And here is the slide. Now these slides I bought from Teachers Pay Teachers from, I'm not sure yet, but I can link it later. And there's just different ones. And I feel like I showed this last year, but maybe not. So let me just make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. But they're pre-made and you're just filling in these boxes. So I'll project this. I gotta change the date. So it's number heads together from 8:30 to 8:55 is my plan. There's a section that tells them what materials they'll need. So in this case, a whiteboard and a marker. What the objective is, so get to know Miss Robinson a little bit better. And then here are the directions for numbered heads together. So first I'm gonna read a question or pose a question to the class and give them some time to think privately about their answer and write it down on their board. When they're done, they're gonna flip their board over to signal to their group that they've written their answer down. When all the groups are ready, so everyone in the table group has flipped their board over to signal they're done and all the groups are ready, I'm gonna give each group time to discuss what their answer to that question was. Then as a team, they're gonna take some time to come up with a consensus, like agree on one answer if they have several different answers. And then I will choose a number from each group. So all my table groups have seat numbers. There's always a seat 1, seat 2, seat 3, seat 4, etc. And I will call on one of those seats to share the answer of that table group. And then if they get it right, I'll give them a point, and the team with the most points wins. I'm not sure what they're gonna win yet. It might be a table point, it might be a dojo point. I haven't figured that part out yet. So we're gonna do that. Then after that, we have a welcome back assembly where they will be spoken to by the principal and all of that. And then when we get back from that, I'm gonna play a video that I made with my class last year called A Day in the Life video that a couple of you may have seen, and that was on accident. That's a private video. And then it should be recess. And then after recess, the read aloud that I'm gonna use for the day is this book I bought over the summer called School's First Day. And I'm going to try and be better this year about pulling like more concrete lessons out of the read alouds. So this one I could use to just talk about what personification is. Personification is not a skill that we're specifically studying right now, but it doesn't hurt to introduce the idea of personification to them because this book is told from the perspective of the school. So that will be the read aloud. And after that, we are going to, or they are going to take part 1 of a math prerequisites skills test so that I can kind of get a sense of where they're at. And if kids finish that early, they will be starting this All About My Selfie project. I got this from my teammate. It's from Teachers Pay Teachers, I'm sure. And I think it was free. And then after the prerequisite test, they'll go to lunch. And when we get back from lunch, we have just a short period of time, about 30 minutes or so. And they'll continue to work on that. In that day, as things arise, I will intersperse teaching procedures. So when recess comes, I will talk about how do we get ready for recess. When lunch comes, I'll talk about my expectations for going to and from lunch. At the beginning of the day, we'll talk about procedures, and at the end of the day, we'll talk about procedures, and we'll just talk about that continuously over the next couple of weeks until it all becomes habit. So that is what I've accomplished in the last, I don't know, hour or so. Well, it's probably been more than an hour. I'm getting ready to take a break for lunch, and before I do that, I'm going to show you this lunch bag because I put it on my Insta story last night, and I've gotten so many questions as to where this bag is from. So it looks like this. Disclaimer, this little pen doesn't come with it. I put that on there, but it looks like this, and I got this from Amazon. I saw another teacher here on campus with it. Just like a lot of you thought, oh, that's a cute lunch bag. I asked her where she got it. She said she got it from Amazon. I'm pretty sure it costs about $12. So I will be sure to link that into the description box because so many of you have asked about that. So that's where I'm at. I got my class list. Right now I have about 24 students. And I feel okay. I still feel like I have a lot to do, but I think that's just the nature of the game at this point in the year and in teaching in general. But at least I have my first day plans mapped out. I know what I'm doing. So after lunch, I'm probably gonna start doing things like fine tuning my back to school night presentation because that is tomorrow. So that's where LaTanya is at. As far as my happy planner, there's not a whole lot going on just yet because we just started, but I am able to check off my list. First day plan, because I added this in there, this little checklist. So I had 3 things on it, and I have checked all 3 things off, and I will be putting more things on it right now. So I will talk to you guys a little bit later. All right. Good evening, you guys. It is in fact Friday at about 9:20. And this is the first time I'm checking in, and it's unfortunate because my intention was to wake up this morning, go to school, and vlog more in my classroom today because it's back to school night. And that's kind of information that if you're a newer teacher, many of you would like to see. But at the same time, I had to tell myself I had to prioritize, and there were things that I needed to do. And obviously vlogging does take you off that productivity kick because you have to stop, pick up the camera, and start talking. So I kept saying, okay, eventually there will be a point where I feel comfortable enough or prepared enough or ready enough to put down the camera to talk, and that just never happened. I had things that I really needed to get done to make sure I was prepared for tonight. Then I had to come home, change, to get ready, and then by the time that happened, I didn't have a whole lot of time. So I didn't even get to show you how I set up my room for back to school night, or what I was choosing to give to the parents, or like my finalized presentation. And I feel really bad about that, but at the same time, I don't feel that bad because I have to prioritize, and the priority is making sure I'm ready and not necessarily being able to capture every single thing that I do on video. And I'm sure there are other teachers out there on YouTube that have shared that and all of that. But just to be very brief about back to school night, my big goal this time around was to send home minimal amounts of paper. That was one of the things I wanted to share with you. Last year I spent a lot of time making this flip book with all this very valuable information in it, like as far as supplies and procedures and things like that, thinking they'll take this cute little flip book, clip it on their refrigerator as a reference, and all their questions will just be at their fingertips, only to find that I quite often got asked questions that were directly answered in that flip book, which told me they weren't using that flip book. They were not putting that on their refrigerator. They probably threw it away when they got home, or I was even told they lost it. So this year I said I'm not gonna waste my time prepping something like that if it's not going to be used the way that my mind is thinking they were going to use it. So I wanted to go as paperless as possible. I do make my back to school night presentation, which is pretty meaty with information. I do put that on my website and leave it there all year. So it's not as though I'm not providing them any resource that they can go back to. It's just, I'm not going to waste paper. I'm not going to waste time copying. I'm not going to waste time folding if it's really not a tool that parents find like useful or significant enough to save. So the only thing I gave to them to take home, if you're interested, is a flyer that explains Battle of the Books, which is a district competition that kids can start participating in 3rd grade. The current book order forms from Scholastic, because I mentioned, you know, book orders do in fact help the class, and the personalized paper they need to sign up for Class Dojo. That is it. No flip books, no long letters, no love notes, no list, no nothing. But in my presentation, on at least 2 occasions, I did show them my website and just really drove home how important it is for them to get acclimated with that and to use it, and showed them the resources. Instead of just saying I have all these resources on my website, I went and physically showed them all the links, the resources, and let them know some of the things that I may have included in my flip book, like, you know, supplies and donations and things like that, is on the website. So that is stuff I wanted to show you in the process of me vlogging, but I just didn't have time. But I just finished writing my post for TeachersConnect, and it's just a really honest post. And if I had to tell you right now, I am so overwhelmed at the moment. Like, I left back to school night, glad that it's over, with the same feeling that I always have every year, that I was probably standing up there speaking gibberish, because I always feel like I'm just talking and talking and nothing that I'm saying makes sense, because the faces looking back at me are just very deadpan. Even when I crack what I believe to be a joke, no one chuckles. So then I'm like, you must not be saying anything coherent. So I left with that feeling, and I think I'll have that feeling all the time, because that's just who I am. But I just left there, and the best way I can describe it is right now I just feel mentally exhausted. That's number 1. And just like frazzle-brained. And I'm not even sure what I'm frazzled about. I'm planned for Monday, which is the first day of school. What I need copied is copied. So I'm prepared, but at the same time I feel like unprepared. And I think it's only, and I don't even know what that's about. And that in and of itself is making me mad. Like, everything that I need is prepared, ran, copied. It's in my plan book. It's planned out. I know what I'm doing. But I just feel like uneasy. And I think what it's really about is that I currently have that all going on, getting ready for back to school. But I do have these other projects that I'm working on that I, you know, really need to, well, not need to get done, but want to get done, want to do a good job with. And those are, I mean, they're kind of heavy responsibilities for me. So I think the fact that I'm getting ready for back to school, as well as making sure I meet the deadlines that I have for these projects, is a lot. Plus dealing with Genesis. She's fine, but today she has just been sneezing a lot. So just the reminder that my dog has allergies, and some days she just is really going through it. And just everything that entails getting ready for the school year. So I'm still in what I wore for back to school night. I have not taken a shower yet. I have not eaten dinner yet. And I need to work tonight, because I need to work on something for one of the projects that I'm working on for Storybird. And I gotta get up early tomorrow because the cleaning lady's coming, and I gotta hair appointment tomorrow, which is not stressful, but that's time. I got to go back to my classroom to refilm something tomorrow. And I don't know, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. So I'm just telling myself, if I just, oh, and I'm gonna eventually have to edit the vlog to be uploaded on time, which, I mean, I love you guys. I definitely want to get it uploaded, but that's just a responsibility that I need to make sure I get taken care of. So I just am telling myself right now, if I just work tonight and get my stuff done tomorrow, on Sunday, I will be able to rest and relax. So on TeachersConnect, I wrote a post about my feelings right now that just, it's almost like diary format. So you should check it out. And speaking of TeachersConnect, now that I'm going to get off my little woe is me soapbox, I'm going to put you guys down so that I can share with you a couple of questions that I answered. And a couple of interesting posts that I find. So I'm going to put the camera down so I can find it, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to share one question that I answered, and then one question that was posed that I can't answer that I'm sending out to you guys in the hopes that if you can go on and answer this for this person, because it's a good question and it revolves around something that I've seen starting to pop up quite a bit. So this is a question that was asked that I actually responded to. It's from, I believe you pronounce her name, Tastasia. And she wants to know, what would you say are the 3 critical components of guided reading? That's a really good question, because when my previous school took on guided reading for the first time, it just felt like this super overwhelming thing to take on because there's so much to it. So there was a lot of consistency in the responses. I responded, Jerona responded, and Bridget from the Letter Classroom responded, and we are all pretty much kind of in the same mindset as to what it is. So I said, number 1, a clear objective for what you're looking for so that you aren't trying to solve all the world's problems in one lesson. In other words, like, one of the overwhelming things about guided reading is there's so many things you can be addressing with the student as you hear them read, as you pick a book, that you really want to just tell yourself, okay, in this particular session, I'm only going to be focusing on this, so that you don't feel disheveled and all over the place with responding to the student when they're reading. Number 2, building a strong background and introduction. This is one of the big things I learned when we first started getting trained. You don't want to skip the introduction to a book, and the introduction isn't just looking through the pictures and making a prediction, and not just letting them make a prediction without telling you why they're predicting that, but also looking at the book to make sure there isn't some information that you have to thoroughly give to them for them to access the story better. So if it's historical fiction, is there some historical information that you want to very briefly tell them so they understand, like, the circumstances of the story, or understand the setting of the story so that they understand how the characters are behaving and reacting. And then number 3, definitely you want to have some opportunity for discussion, for the kids to be able to share what they thought, share their reflections, share any connections they may have. And then I gave her a bonus, and I said, you definitely want a book that you know that your students will be engaged by. So just making sure you know what kinds of topics and texts your kids enjoy, and trying to pick books accordingly. So that was one that I answered. One that I think is really interesting, if you can answer it, is from, where did she go? Yes, Mary. Her question says, does anyone have any suggestions or resources on developing effective routines and procedures in departmentalized classrooms? I'm switching from all subjects to departmentalized this year and would love some tips. So if you are someone that teaches in a departmentalized setting, and my understanding is like, okay, I'm the language arts and social studies teacher, and so-and-so is the math and science, make sure you respond to Mary's post. It looks like she has one response from Denise. And she's departmentalized, and she's just telling her how much she loves it and gives her a couple of tips. So if you are a departmentalized teacher and you're looking for some information, check out Denise's response to Mary. So honestly, those were the 2 that caught my attention, and I wanted to share those with you. As always, if you're not on TeachersConnect, it is totally free, so sign up. If you are an international teacher all you have to do, my understanding, is to email them and let them know you really want to join, and they can kind of work around the issue of your school not being present because the schools listed are just American schools, because we definitely would benefit from an international perspective for sure. So with that being said, and the fact that I'm starving and
this year,
I'm overwhelmed, I'm gonna go ahead and close out this vlog. This is the last summer vlog. The next one you see, I will be in full swing of the school year. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Once I hit 10,000 subscribers, I will do my very first giveaway, and I will make it a good one. If you have not, I've never said this one before, I don't think. Make sure you do hit the notification bell so that when I upload, you are notified. But for the most part, you guys know that I upload on Sundays at 8 a.m. West Coast time, or Los Angeles time, or Pacific time, I think it's called. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all the positive responses that I got to last week's vlog, where I kind of touched on my experience as a vlogger, or as a teacher vlogger that is also a teacher of color, and what that means for me and what challenges that comes with. I was very apprehensive to talk about that because I did not want it to come across the wrong way, but I just wanted to be honest about my experience in case you are a teacher of color, or a male teacher, or a teacher that is not the norm and you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel. I just wanted you to be aware of those things, so that you don't get discouraged if you feel like your channel is kind of just inching along. So thank you for that. Thank you so much, as always, for all the kind comments that you leave in general. Thank you for being so motivating. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Pray for me that I calm myself down and that I have a good first day, and I will see you guys in the next vlog. Thank you so much. It's been great spending my summer with you. Let's start the next school year. Bye guys.